Welcome to the Morning Dig podcast with Chris Williams, where in under 5 minutes, I discuss experiences, achievements, and lessons that have motivated me so they can also help you kickstart your day and to keep digging in. Good morning and welcome to this edition of the Morning Dig podcast. Really excited to talk to you guys today. It's about an experience I had with my son over the weekend. We were up in the mountains and I've been really big into rucking lately. It's part of my weight loss. And so he wanted to ruck with me. And absolutely, I have no problem taking him with me on these rucks. Gets him out and moving. He loves being outdoors. So overall, great experience. Here's the thing. Normally, when we're at home, we're on flat ground. Out there in the mountains, we're on some pretty steep elevations. And we're already a few thousand feet up in the air. So, oxygen's a little different. We're not too terribly high in elevation, like 2,500, maybe 3,000 feet. So not crazy, but just you factor in all these different things and it's a little tougher. And then you add the elevation of the roads and the steepness of the grades that we're on, and it can get a little tough for his little 5-year-old legs. Well, the first day we're out there walking and we're having a great time. He's keeping himself entertained. We're talking and, moving along. And as we kind of get to the turnaround point to start heading back, turns to me and says, "Dad, my legs hurt. Tired. Can Mom come get me?" And I had to have that conversation with him. Nobody. We decided to start and we're going to finish. Now, you're probably thinking I could give the kid a break, but here's the thing. If I give him a break on this, what else am I giving him a break on? There are times in our lives, and I think fitness is one of the greatest levelers in terms of preparing us for tough situations. And I know I've talked about this ad nauseum, but for a 5-year-old who hasn't really had any of those difficult situations presented in their life yet, something like this is a great opportunity for him to learn how much more powerful he is than he gives himself credit for. So I told him this line, and we've used it ever since, and we used it on the second day when we took another ruck, and overall it's just been really helpful. That is, to be tough is to be a finisher. And for us, what that means is when we start a fitness thing, we start a fitness event, or we go out and do one of these rucks, or we set a goal, we're tough. It's going to make us tougher. It's going to make us harder to break when real life bad situations happen. So we are going to finish, because finishing is going to make us that much stronger, that much tougher, and that much more well prepared for when life throws us something we were not expecting that really takes us for a loop. And what I found was every time he'd start getting tired again, I'd tell him, "How tough are you?" And he'd say, "I'm real tough, Daddy." And he would get up and start moving again. So whether it's with your kids, your spouse, other people you're trying to encourage in your life, if you have a support group or a group text, find those different words or those different phrases where when you're feeling run down, you don't feel like you have any more, you can reach out to them. You can tell that group or that support system or your family, "Man, I really don't have it today. I'm struggling." And they can give you our variation of, "You got to be tough, because tough people finish." And just remind you, you got a little bit more in the tank. You can get through this. To me, it's just a really important thing. It was a real big breakthrough for him. I was so proud of him to finish that 2-mile ruck. And, we were able to do another one the next day. We're going to keep doing them all summer. We're going to break up into even more hiking, higher inclines, and higher and steeper hills. And I know this is just going to have a massive impact on every other facet of his life. As long as we keep doing stuff like this, as he grows up, he's going to be ready for a lot of things his counterparts, other kids his age, aren't going to be ready for. And it's going to make him that much more valuable to society, that much more valuable to an employer, and that much more ready to be successful in life. Just something to think about. If you're struggling to get your kids to be more active, maybe really breaking it down and, finding ways for them to enjoy it, but really breaking things down so they understand the importance of what they're doing. Hope it helps. As always, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Keep digging in. Thank you for taking the time today to experience the Morning Dig podcast. Whether you're a first-time listener or long-time listener, I hope that this has given you value, that you found the time to share this with friends so that you keep inspiring and rising the tides for all. If you haven't yet, take a moment to check the description below and follow me on my social media accounts for daily motivation, education, inspiration that I hope continues to provide value for years to come. As always, my goal is value. So if this provides value, continue sharing with others, keep digging in.